besties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Okay, so we are going to be doing the third and final, thank God, part of us talking about David Dobrik's apologies, because yes, there were multiple. So basically, if you aren't aware, linked below will be part 1 and part 2. So David Dobrik blessed us with 2 apologies, and both are very different than each other and completely contradict each other. Both apologizing for the same sort of situation. You know, we've talked in length now about the fact that David Dobrik is being exposed for enabling behavior from his male friends to underage girls, girls who, you know, cannot legally drink yet, cannot legally consent yet, or are not in the right mind to consent, and just a lot of things, and exploiting this for videos and also putting them in harm's way for videos. And he's just, that and a bunch of old offensive content has kind of been resurfacing about David Dobrik, and it's not good whatsoever. So he did actually, in the process of trying to silence people talking about this, trying to get the insider article that exposed all this to not come out, trying to, you know, threaten Trisha Paytas, David Dobrik, in the midst of all of that happened, then got one of his friends, allegedly Scotty, to come forward with a video trying to discredit one of the victims, alleged victims, coming forward about David Dobrik. In this video, he leaked text messages to Scotty so that he would be able to see them in the video and show them to us to kind of prove this narrative that David's in the right, and also voice messages, and we know that David did this because it's literally in the video. So it's important to note that less than a week before David made both of these show-stopping apologies, he was actively trying to stop the situation and belittle the alleged victims coming forward. That's also one of the most important parts about this. So the first apology he made, he posted it on his, you know, least subscribed to channel. The channel is called Views. That's what his podcast is called. I'm literally just bringing it up right here. It only has 1 million subscribers, and the reason I'm saying only 1 million subscribers is because in comparison to his other channels with like 18 million, it's like, why did he post an apology on the fucking smallest channel? It's still nonetheless got 6.4 million views, and what we're gonna do is briefly talk about it, not watch it, but it's, you know, a more professionally filmed one. He's with a mic, he's talking, you know, he's his trophies displayed in the background, and this one is only 2 minutes long. And in this, he talks about Seth, who came forward about, you know, pranks that were SA on him and just inappropriate, and he's saying that, you know, he's listening and all like this.
Or shooting with a stranger, I always make sure that whatever the video I'm putting out, I have the approval from that person.
So he talked about how consent is so important to him, even though we know with recent events that kind of contradicts that. So again, this one was very quick, not good whatsoever. So then, with immense backlash to that, also important to note, it's called Let's Talk, and the Let's Talk from the viewers to him is disabled. You cannot like or comment on it, and you cannot dislike it as well. So then, a couple days later, he posted this one. It's also important to note that whenever he posted that first apology, he really hadn't lost anything, honestly. Like, he wasn't losing sponsors, you know, public rating of him wasn't that bad yet. It was just kind of like frenemies speaking out against him. And then it got really bad, and he had to post this one, which the title is not Let's Talk, it's 03/22/21, which is just the date he filmed this. And in my opinion, this one is as much manipulative as the other one.
1:45 in the morning.
I'm just gonna show you the first 10 seconds.
I'm finally by myself, which I know it doesn't sound that crazy to be by yourself.
So this video as well is not good. In it though, it's a lot more apology-esque, and it does a lot better job than the first one. And in terms of apology videos, like I've said in my last 2 videos, it's a pretty good one. But whenever you're given the context and knowing that he's straight up lying in this video and contradicting himself, and even contradicting his last apology video, it's an awful apology. So now that we're aware of that, now this one was filmed more humbly, you know, just filming it on a camera, good old days. Now this one is 7 minutes long. It's a bit of an upgrade, still not good. So I have a couple tweets that I want to read out first of all, then I'm going to say some opinions on how I think they're conflicting, and then read out some comments. So these are comments that were going viral on Twitter. So a Twitter user said, David Dobrik never apologized when the victims came forward, but he did when the sponsors pulled out. All of his sponsors have now pulled out from sponsoring him and are no longer giving him that money, and he had to step down from his Dispo app. So he now is losing everything, and now he's speaking out, which makes both of these apologies absolute piss. He never spoke when the victims came forward, and keep in mind he was aware of these stories for absolute years as well. He was contacted to take down the videos years ago, so that also shows that his apology wasn't the best. But he did talk when the sponsors pulled out. This isn't about remorse, it's about money. Then someone responded and said, and he waited for the drama channels and others to basically script what he should say in the first apology. I know it's not my apology to accept, but it still doesn't feel genuine. Then someone tweeted me this, and it was just a comment left on the video, and it says, so it took Scotty's failed video, Jeff's failed video, 2 people in the vlog squad who came forward trying to defend David and make him look like a good guy, still didn't work. So it took Scotty's failed video, Jeff's failed video. I'm laughing at how many attempts they tried and it still failed. David's failed first apology, a bunch of episodes of Frenemies and other commentators making videos on the situation, an article from Insider, lots of words being filtered, thousands of sponsors pulling out, thousands of subscribers unsubscribing, and this is now when we're finally getting an apology that seems sincere. So again, in terms of everything, what I just listed you is the reason he made this apology video, which again, makes even the more recent genuine one show that it's still manipulation. Are we, getting to the bottom of this, ladies? Then I tweeted and said, the longer I sit with it, the more it's hard to listen to David Dobrik, knowing this video is just coming out because he was losing every single sponsorship. A woman's trauma shouldn't only be prioritized by a man once he starts losing money. Then I tweeted, I hope this can be a moment of success no matter how big or small for the victims to know that he can no longer silence them or suppress their story, which we know was allegedly happening. And this apology, like the other one, are for them. I hope they are okay. So then someone responded and said, an apology motivated by the loss of everything. How real can that be? And again, at the end of the day, no disrespect to David or disrespect to anything to do with the situation, if we take all of it aside, how real can an apology be if he's making such a swift change from the first apology to the second apology in his mindset? You can't do that within a couple days, unless, the situation with you losing all your money. An apology motivated by the loss of everything. How real can this be, Adam? It's like your mum forcing you to apologize to your sister, which is kind of how I'm seeing it as well. You only did it because you're told to. Had he not lost sponsors, he wouldn't have done it, which were shown because he was aware of this information for years. He had his sponsors and he didn't do anything. Also, he didn't address Seth or Nick, 2 members of Vlog Squad who spoke up about his disgusting bullying behavior towards them. And he did not apologize to Trisha. So then I did another couple tweets. These were actually the first time I had watched the video by David. I tweeted this. So you can kind of see my thought process in the moment. I said, super interesting apology video from David. Keep in mind it's none of ours to accept, by the way. I think I now feel comfortable doing a video talking about the first apology, and then I can follow it up with the one about this. What are we thinking? How does that sound? Because I didn't want to jump on talking about the first apology because I knew it was so bad that it wasn't going to be the last we heard of David apologizing. Then I said, I really appreciate David finally taking proper accountability, or at least a step forward. It still feels icky knowing that this is after he leaked voice memos to Scotty to discredit Seth, posted that 2-minute apology, and waited until the very last minute when all the sponsors were going. Knowing David continued to platform these kind of people, i.e. his friends, after being aware of allegations and enabling promoting the behavior, makes me very cautious when just hearing him address it now. Let's also remember how low our standards are for apologies, which is also something that's interesting to note, because people are like, oh, finally a good YouTuber apology, and it's like, just because we're not aware of that doesn't mean this is a good one, or that we should immediately jump to defend him. So I'm going to go on now the comment section of my first video I made on this, which again linked below, and I'm going to see people's reaction to the first apology video. So someone said, I'm so proud of you for shining a light on harder topics. As an SA survivor, I'm grateful. Of course. Someone said, Bestie, I'm going to be real. I think the only reason for the second apology as opposed to the first is because he was losing sponsorships. And they don't want to work with him, so people come into that conclusion as well. Someone said, I literally cannot believe his team actually thought the Let's Talk video was a good idea. And now again, this one seems more of a PR move than the second one, which again, not good whatsoever. It just sucks that he actually took the time out of the day to make a somewhat decent apology because he lost sponsors. Someone said, David clearly thinks the problem is associating with Dom, not realizing that his own problem is him because he was the one who put all these girls in the situation and he can't just blame his friend for everything. Interesting as well. David is only, oh, Fuel Addiction said this, I love Fuel Addiction. David is only addressing this now because sponsors are backing out. Not sure how he sees the wrong, now only, whenever it's been there all the time. I guess when his, financial situation is affected, he, performs for the media to save face. Sad. Hopefully he does truly learn from all of this and doesn't just focus on trying to save his career, but really grow as a person. Also, bestie, I hate how he titled the video, this is another person by the way, he titled the video, Let's Talk. He turned off the like to dislike ratio and comments, like you don't want a conversation, so stop acting like you want one. Again, a very good point. Someone said, the way he awkwardly holds the mic like he's trying to report the weather is hilarious. Another person said his apology was pretty much only apologizing because he was losing sponsorships. Did anyone peep Jason Nash hitting Trisha Paytas up after, the frenemies? Which we're going to talk about. Yes, Jason Nash was literally flirting with Trisha Paytas a couple days ago. So someone said, I would have thought this was an alright apology, but knowing his lawyers were in the background the entire time trying to silence and threaten people about the article makes it seem way too calculated. Not to mention, he was literally in Dom's vlogs from March 2020. So, him now saying that, I needed to stop associating with Dom in 2019 is bullshit. So now on the second video, these are some comments. Someone said, I was surprised he made a second video. Someone said it was needed. Someone said, David's not sorry people got hurt. He's sorry he got caught. Someone said, Trisha was telling us the truth the whole time. I'm glad all of this is finally coming to light. Hopefully people don't financially support this kind of behavior anymore. Someone said, I don't care if he changes. I don't care if he learns his lesson. David Dobrik deserves to lose everything and be put in prison. Apologies can un-assault someone. Someone said, the problem is this apology should have happened so much earlier. Someone said, I want to take the opportunity to thank today's sponsors. Oh wait, I don't have any. That's why I'm making this video. So now we're going to read out one more. Also, someone commented on my Twitter and they were like, nobody, David, like him saying nothing, and then it was SeatGeek, David, we're unsponsoring you. Then David, I respect women, just, whenever he was losing his biggest sponsor. So the final comment I'm going to read says, I usually don't comment, but this time I'll chime in my opinion. I appreciate that, and thank you so much. It seems many people don't understand how a YouTube video is, the bulk of footage and editing, doing it both together. David's second apology, while I think it's better than the first one, was quite manipulative in the sense that he left the relatability factor in while he's on the floor fixing the camera, and it basically has the rest of the video edited. So why didn't he edit that out too? Because he planned it. It makes him seem like, oh, just filming in the moment. Videos just don't appear on YouTube. You have raw footage and edit, and what David did was that he patched up a video using so many edits and jump cuts to me that it didn't seem genuine. However, him cutting the crying scene was the absolute worst. I'm not a YouTuber. Those who can, explain further, I would appreciate it. So basically someone's saying that, like, all of us being able to be like, oh my god, he did this, it was super manipulative, and his fans are like, no, it was real. It's like he edited the video so much, so he kept those crying bits in too, he kept those relatable, fixing the camera up moments too. It was a tactic to make you feel sorry for him, and honestly, the more we look at both of these and the situation behind the scenes, I hope he grows as a person, but he's done so much damage. Bestie, let's talk about it below. What do you think overall, comparing them? There's literally no similarities between either of them, which shows that how quickly can you really change your opinion, David? We'll talk about it below. I love you. I would appreciate your comments. I'll see you in the next one, and bye.